This is the Champion Power Equipment 4750-watt dual-fuel portable generator. It's a pretty sizable machine, standing about 2 feet tall with a tough steel exterior, a sturdy handle that folds out for easy grip, and 2 chunky, never-flat wheels that make moving it a whole lot easier than I expected. The color combo is yellow and black, which honestly gives it a pretty classic, heavy-duty look. It really fits the whole idea of backup power for home or outdoor use. There's a clear, organized control panel on one side, and you can immediately see all the labeled outlets and the digital display up front. Before I got this generator, I had real doubts about how user-friendly it would actually be, especially for someone like me who isn't a mechanic or super technical. I wasn't sure if setting it up would be a hassle, how noisy it might get, or if switching between gasoline and propane would really be as convenient as advertised. What I kept noticing in reviews were comments about the generator's weight and the oil fill process, and I wondered if either of those would be deal breakers. I honestly just needed backup power for outages and wanted something reliable but not overwhelming. From my experience setting it up out of the box, I'd say most of my worries were put to rest. The initial unboxing was smooth. Everything was packed securely, and all the accessories were included. Oil, a funnel, a propane hose, the battery for the electric starter, plus the wheel kit. You do have to attach the wheels and the handle, but with the included instructions and a regular wrench, it took maybe 15 minutes. Pouring the oil in was a breeze. Champion actually includes a slim funnel that fits right into the oil port, solving one area that I'd seen people complain about online. I like that little attention to detail. It seems the company knows real people are going to use this at home, not just professionals. Looking at key features, the dual fuel capability is where this generator shines, in my opinion. You can run it either on gasoline or propane, depending on what you have available, or which fuel is easier to store for emergencies. The switch for fuel selection is right up front and clear, so you can't get mixed up about which mode you're in. I tend to favor propane for longer storage, but it's great knowing you have flexibility, especially during emergencies when gas stations might be closed or run out of fuel. The electric start is another big win for this unit. Instead of scrambling and pulling a cord multiple times to start it up, you just flip the switch and it fires up in a second. There's a backup pull cord if the battery ever dies, but so far I haven't needed it. The battery for the electric starter is included, which is great because some brands make you buy that separately. The outlets are thoughtfully arranged. One 120-volt RV outlet, one locking 120 volts outlet for high-power gear, and 2 standard household 120 volts plugs. That means I can power things like my fridge, microwave, a few lights, fans, and even my camper's air conditioner if I'm on the road. The built-in surge protector, what Champion calls Volt Guard, is there to keep your gear safe, so you won't accidentally fry anything during a power surge. Operation is pretty straightforward, even for a beginner. There's a choke knob for cold starts, all the fuel and power info is labeled, and the INTELLIGAUGE display lets you scroll through real-time info like voltage, frequency, measured in hertz, session runtime, and total hours on the machine. This is helpful for tracking maintenance, like when it's time to change the oil. If the oil level gets too low, there's an automatic shutoff, so engine damage shouldn't be a concern. In terms of noise, it's rated at 68 decibels at 23 feet. For context, that's about as loud as a vacuum cleaner. But honestly, with the generator outdoors and my windows closed, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I can still hold a conversation outside when it's running, so I don't think noise should turn anyone away, especially if you live in a residential area. When it comes to portability, the 119-pound weight looks intimidating at first glance. But once the wheels and handle are attached, moving the generator doesn't take much muscle. I managed it on my own without help. It's manageable if you're reasonably fit. What stands out most for me is how reliable and easy the starting process is, and just how user-friendly the controls are. I was able to get it up and running without frustration. The generator runs steadily, and I've tested it through simulated outages. It powered my fridge, internet, some lighting, and a portable heater all at the same time. I've also tried using it at my friend's RV site, and it kept the AC running alongside other gadgets without straining. The flexibility to use propane also makes it ideal for longer storage or camping trips. Something else I really like is the long runtime. With a full gasoline tank, the generator can run for about 14 hours at half load and almost 11 hours on one propane tank. That's more than enough to get through the night or most power emergencies without constant refueling. The INTELLIGAUGE display means I can keep an eye on how it's performing and when to expect needing to refuel or change the oil. There are a couple of things I'm less happy about, and I want to be upfront. The most obvious is the weight. Even though the wheel kit helps a ton, the generator is still pretty hefty. If you're not used to dealing with heavier equipment, you may find it a challenge to maneuver, especially on stairs or if you have limited storage space. It's fine once it's rolled into position, but lifting it into and out of a vehicle isn't something everyone can do alone. Another thing that could be better is the fuel capacity. 4.7 gallons is a decent size, but if you plan to run a lot of high-wattage appliances continuously, you'll go through the fuel faster. It's something to consider if you want to power multiple big-ticket devices at once. I also noticed you do need to stick to a regular maintenance schedule to keep the generator running at its best. That includes oil changes, checking the battery, and making sure the air filter stays clean. Skipping maintenance can hurt performance, especially over time. For someone who's not used to tinkering with engines, this might be more attention than you want to give. In conclusion, I'd recommend this generator for anyone who needs reliable backup power for either home or RV use and wants something straightforward with useful features, especially the dual fuel and electric start capabilities. It hits the right balance between power, price, and practicality. The support and warranty from Champion are good to have in your back pocket too. It isn't perfect. Weight and fuel capacity could be better, but I think those trade-offs are worth it for the flexibility and the peace of mind it gives. In my opinion, it's perfect for storm prep, outages, day, and even camping trips. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Champion Power Equipment 4750 watt dual fuel portable generator. Thank you for watching.